Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. Today is episode number 292 on my journey to 1800 ELO. And you guys might have noticed I took about 2 days away just to kind of take a step back, relax, get my mind a little bit better. Hopefully we can keep on keeping on. I'm at a current rating of 1322, which is an all-time peak. So let's see who we're going to play today. Get into the scene switch and... all right, here we go. Oh boy, we're playing a 1445 rated player from Iran. All right, we will start with C4. Let's check out the account. Okay, it's a relatively newer account. He started in February of this year. So we'll play D6. We will take. We will play knight to F6. Alright, he's playing straight up the main line. And we go G6, bishop G7. And try to vibe. So castling and then knight to C6 is pretty much what we want to do. I'll probably start to slow down a bit here. Alright, so he's made the battery, which, you know, is something. I can right now play H6, though, which is kind of cool, because I haven't castled yet. So I'm wondering if I should do that. I'm going to do it, just because I would like to try and keep my dark squared bishop. Alright, so I like that because he's keeping it here, but he's not going to be able to potentially trade off my bishop. So I'm just going to castle now. And maybe try to get to where I can threaten that. That would be cool. But we want to finish developing. We want to get our bishop out. We want to get the knight out. I could think about getting my queen over yonder. If I have to, I could probably also move my king forward. Okay, so I'm gonna get my knight out, developing. This is where we want our knight anyways, so if he takes, we'll take back with the b-pawn. And then where to put the light squared bishop. These are kind of my two squares that I'm looking at. Alright, so he dropped his knight back, which is fine. I push this. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But I do want to finish developing. My bishop coming to d7. Is that a bad move? I could move my bishop here to kind of just pressure the knight. Maybe even with an idea of potentially taking. I think getting the bishop out and about is fine. I don't normally play bishop to... So let me do this. So if I play bishop to g4 and he just does this, am I trying to take the knight? Probably not. So I'm going to play bishop to d7. I was also looking at bishop to e6. That might have been a better square. Okay. So continuing with kind of our development plan, I want to put maybe my queen over here. I just want to get going. Feeling pretty good now about this. So we're both pretty much fully developed. I would like to maybe see what's going on down here, but if I take that pawn, he could just do this and it gets maybe not so awesome. But I do like my queen on this square. If he plays knight here, that's annoying. So perhaps I don't do that. Maybe I'll just go with an a6 sort of thing and start to try and throw pawns down this side of the board since we're pretty much fully developed. I'm just always double checking that he can't like push this pawn. We're trying. What do I want to do? I need a plan. So we're doing good here. I mean, if I go and lose the whole game from this point on, we know we did good up to this point. So he plays rook to d1. Rook to d1. So he's definitely putting some pressure on my position. I think it is okay to maybe move the queen over here. My queen is like the piece I haven't developed yet. So I'm wondering if I go here. If he goes here, what do I do? Could go here. That would trade off the queens though. I don't think I want to deal with this right now, so I'm not looking at pushing e6, which was what I was fathoming there for a second. One that would just hang this pawn immediately, and we wouldn't want that. But I do want to get my queen out a little bit, so I'm actually gonna play, I think, b5. And then put my queen on like maybe b6. Because now he can't do that, and it gets my queen on a cool diagonal. Maybe I can get out and about and do some stuff. It'll also connect my rooks. I will be losing defense of this pawn. However, it's not being attacked right now, so it's not necessarily the end of the world. But I'd imagine he's threatening to push this, and I'm not really preparing correctly. So if he pushes this, I take, he takes, I take. He cannot just take that. So at the moment, we're good because of this knight. But maybe we need to tighten up a little bit. This knight is also a little bit loose, but he's kind of doing an important job for me. So he does take my knight. I'm going to take back with the bishop. So if I take with the knight, he takes, I can take. This is hanging. So don't want to take with the pawn, but we do want to get back. This pawn is hanging. So he got a pawn back out of that. So seems like he thought for a minute there. Probably getting my queen or my bishop to a better diagonal is a good idea. So if I do something like this, he can just do that. I don't really want that to happen. So I'm going to put the bishop here on e6 now, since the board is a little more opened up. He can move like his knight in, maybe. My queen needs to get to a better spot. So I wasn't gonna take the pawn really anyways, I don't think. But my queen definitely needs to get to a better spot. So I am gonna play queen to d. If I played queen to here and he does this, I could take the pawn. Queen here, and I'm threatening to win that. So let's do it. If he does this, I can take that pawn. Actually, if he does that, I can actually just take this. And if he took, I could take... nah, I wouldn't want to do that. Never mind. Our bish is strong. So attacking this pawn, I'm not in a place to defend it. I guess or with my queen at least. Could take, then he takes, then I take. So that would win me a pawn. I could defend. That just doesn't feel as good. So if I take here, he also can still just take. So take, takes, and then he's threatening to win another pawn. No, he would have to move the rook. So if I took, he takes, I take, he would have to move the rook. I could take and drop. I'm gonna take here. It looks like we're gonna trade a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna do this to attack the rook. The rook's got to move. This pawn is hanging now. Granted, I have a pawn hanging, but this pawn's hanging, this pawn's hanging. But if we don't trade, it might get a little sticky for me. We shall see. So I'm looking at taking this feels pretty good. Like we're playing on like a knife's edge or something. Okay. So I can take this pawn like this. I could take it with my queen. I could take this pawn and defend like that, which is probably better. So if I take here, whoa, that was a glitch. If I take here and he takes here, can I just do that? I think I can. Yeah, I'm gonna take here with my rook. Defends my bishop. If I do this, he takes. Yeah, that wouldn't work right now. Doesn't work right now, and I'm also about to lose my potentially my bishop if I'm not careful. So this doesn't work because he takes, I take, I lose just straight up a rook. So if I do this, I'm pinning to this rook too. He can't move the bishop then, and I'm still defending my bishop. Hopefully this works. So I'm noticing that his king has kind of a scary back rank at the moment. He's got a lot of pieces here. I don't think he'll get back ranked, but I'm trying to attack, and we are up material. This pawn is hanging. I would like to get it and defend my bishop. If I do this now, this is actually scary. So if I go rook to c8, I don't know, say he takes. If I do this, takes, am I gonna lose a piece? Okay, I see what's going on now. He's gonna take here, and I'm supposed to be worried about the rook. Got it. But I could just take this and then that hangs, so that wouldn't work. If I just go here, I don't have to worry about any of it, except for the fact that I'm pinned this way. I'm just going to make threats of my own. I feel like this is a decent threat, and maybe I can just move my queen if I have to. I think right now I'm threatening this. If he takes, I take, and then I'm threatening that. I think so. Okay, so he made himself a left. So if I do this, he takes, I take. So I didn't expect him to do that at all. But I think doubling the rooks is a good idea. Now, if I double the rooks, I lose the bishop. I did not mean to do that. Oh, that was a mouse slip. I hate mouse slipping. Why did I pick the piece up? What the absolute crap? It wasn't the worst mouse slip in the whole world, but boy, was that not what I wanted to do. Jeez Louise. So if I take here, I need to stop picking up the piece. If I go here, he goes here. Takes. Why did I do that? If I take, what is it going to do? Take like that? And then I'll win a bishop. If I do this, it's going to take like this. Takes. If I... Why did I move? I'm so mad that I did that. If I move my queen here, takes... Yeah, that doesn't do anything, so... Never mind. I feel like this maybe works. If I do this, he takes, I take. He can actually take then. No, because then I could take this. But then I could take... This is hard. I go here, I get out of the pin, but then he just takes. So we kind of are worried about him taking right now because he's got too many defenders. So I'm going to play rook to c5 since I mouse slipped, and we'll just have to play it like this, I guess. But maybe after that, I can take and then play queen to like c3 and try and actually win this this here bishop. So if he takes here, I think that's probably a bad move because I'll take the rook. So I think he needs to take my rook. I don't think there's too much there to think about. So now I'm thinking, can I just take this? If he takes the pawn, I take the bishop. So takes the pawn, I take the bishop, then I lose this bishop. Alright. So he doesn't allow any of that. So is this move just a alright move or what? Because this pawn is hanging. I could go back to defend it. If I take this, he takes this. Takes. What do we do then? I could just drop my bishop back and defend that pawn, but right now I think he's threatening to take here. So I'm wondering if I do this, then he takes. Let's just take here. This might get screwy. I don't know what I'm doing. So he takes this. Okay, he takes that pawn instead, which is fine. Now this is under attack. I didn't really see that move. So you can take it with the bishop. He's also attacking this. It's like a double attack. This move allows me to win that pawn. So if I do this, he's got to move his queen. He could take. Takes. If I do this, he could take this pawn. But then I can take here. And he's got to go. That gets dicey for him. Okay. So I'm gonna do this to attack here. Hopefully it works. We'll see. He can win this pawn if he does that with his rook. Maybe I'll just give this check. Actually, if he does this, so we'll do this. This square would be amazing to get to. he takes with the rook, I'll give this check. I hope he does take with the rook. I have 4.5 minutes. I should be thinking a little more than I am right now, but I'm trying my best. Trying to attack. If we win this game, we get 11 points. So this check wins my bishop. No, he can't do that. My queen. Never mind. My queen is such a good place that I put it in this game. A5 for the win. So if he took here, I play that. He's got to go here. This ends up being destructive there. See what we can come up with. And actually, if he takes the pawn, I take the bishop too, is a move. Well, no, because then my bishop hangs. No, we got to do with what I said first. I'm also threatening this, which is straight up just checkmate in 1. Is that not checkmate in 1? Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. I don't know why I didn't see that one. GG, my friend. Alright, we played a pretty good game that game, I think. Let's see what we played with. I will switch to this so you guys can see. Played with 75.4% accuracy, and our opponent played with 67.8%, and we played like a 1500, which is well above our rating. That was a hard-fought game, like, yeah, really tough. So we started off with literally like the main line of the Dragon Sicilian. I didn't castle because I wanted to kick his bishop away. I think the computer likes it taking. I thought maybe he would drop back. But it makes sense that he didn't go here because that would be a fork. And if he went here, then we have the typical I can win the bishop with the knight thing. So he didn't really have many options except for this, I guess, now that I look at it. So we did castle finally because he moved the bishop off of this diagonal, so I'm not worried about hanging this pawn necessarily. My bishop is pretty much guaranteed to be strong on this file now. So we develop our knight, which is the best move. If he takes, we're fine taking with the b pawn, putting the rook on the b file. It was best for him to take. He did not take. He backed the bishop or the knight up, and we developed our bishop. It was actually better for us to kick this bishop again. And then probably to chase it is what I would imagine, just because it has nowhere to go there. This knight allowed that to happen because he blocked his bishop's path, so we would be able to win the dark squared bishop with that kind of thing. But we're basically fully developed here. The queen hasn't moved, but other than that, pretty good. So I think it still wants us to win the bishop in that manner. But he traded it off anyways. This was a blunder, or a miss, I guess, because it allowed us to just win material. He got a pawn back too, but it's not very meaningful. And actually, the computer is okay with leaving my bishop here for a minute and letting his queen just sit there. But I wanted to not let the queen sit there, so I tried to make meaningful threats. My queen move was not really the right move. My alternative move was queen to c7, obviously, because b6 was out of the question. So wanted to stay on dark squares, and I don't know. I decided here that that knight was too dangerous and must be stopped. And my calculation here was to take the pawn up there, cause him to move the rook, and it was better for him to double up. But it didn't really matter in my opinion. I was going to. I thought winning this pawn was maybe better just because it left my rook like open, but it is better for me to have taken this pawn. And I think after playing it, I kind of realized that because he had this move, and my only real move was this, and then I can never take this pawn because the queen. So my rook's kind of got in a little bit of trouble, but we're winning here entirely. This was like the only move to play. He played that. I thought for sure he was going to do this. And I think that would have been the better move for sure. But he played that. I moved the rook over here. It was better for me to drop the bishop down to help defend the rook, and then I can actually start to like do stuff with my queen. But I did this, which was also not the right move. It was better to get my queen up in here. I mean, and the rook can actually probably stay at home and just be a defensive piece. Would be fine. This was a mouse slip, so I think you guys saw I freaked out when that happened. I didn't mean to drop the rook there. I meant I was going to take his rook. I need to stop holding the piece. This was a mistake as well. I should have dropped back. I didn't know what to do here, and between this move and you know, I knew something needed to happen. And my rook is defending this pawn currently, but my main thought was do something like this. I thought this might be a problem. I was like, I can't really take there. If I do, I got to move my queen. I guess it's not the end of the world, but I didn't like this. I guess it's fine. Yeah, here, yeah, if he took, because he can't take with the bishop because it's pinned to the rook. So, yeah, if I took here and just ignored everything he takes with the rook, I move the queen here, here. If he took this, it would just not be good. So he couldn't take it. Anyways, we did it like this, and he blundered. My move, as you guys can see, was not as good. It was better for me to protect the pawn that I, had right here and threaten this, which I did do kind of, but it would have been nicer to keep that pawn on the board and not give the queen so much. So I moved the pawn forward here with the idea of swinging the queen over this way. My original intention was here and to maybe get, the skewer on the pieces. But what's far better is just checkmate in one, which is just queen to h5, and he did not defend against that whatsoever. The bishop move here would have been really nice because it blocks my queen's path to that square. And I blocked my own path of like getting up here with that pawn move, so that would have been a cool move. But he didn't find it, and we got the checkmate. All right, I'm rated. Sorry, I need to remember to get back to this screen for the thing. So we played a pretty good game there. Pretty good game. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. We have reached an all-time peak. I'm rated 1333, and that feels really good to me because I took a 2-day break, come back, and we're feeling stronger than ever. So thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys next time. See you then.